So my background is in social media marketing. I'm on the also production side of things. I'm an analytical guy, photography, videography, drones, digital advertising. So that's my background. I'm actually one of the co-founders of Lilly Finance, and I'm also in charge, of course, of our digital and social media marketing initiatives. Some of you may recognize my name from the Telegram, whether I'd love to interact with you guys in the community. Um, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, but just wanted to share with you guys that the team we have is really comprised of an extremely talented array of individuals, and I'm just super grateful to be part of such a team. Um, so, with that being said, I can't express enough how excited I am to be launching tomorrow and finally getting our project in motion. So, the future's looking really bright, and with that being said, I'll toss it back over to Dell. Thank you, guys.
And thanks you, Steve. Thanks for giving, sharing with us your history, your role. I personally, I think that I would love to see more projects leverage bringing on top notch marketing professionals and getting professionals that understand marketing in the real world, because adoption and targeting the real world and bringing them into crypto is truly the goal for this entire space and this entire community. And to be able to reach the real world, you got to do it in the modes of media that they are plugged into. And I know that you're a specialist at doing that, uh, uh, interacting with those modes of media, creating content that's engaging the people. And this is truly what marketing is. And I think it's great that this team is leveraging true professionals that do that. Thank you, Steve. Next, here's a really special guest for me. I've been working hand in hand with this gentleman, Lieutenant Colonel Jay Williams, who is the CEO of something that's very near and dear to my heart, which is the Lilly Finance Foundation. This is a charitable foundation that will be focusing on children and veterans, making sure that we are an arm and extension of public health around the country, to help to engage in situations where direct out of network healthcare payments are needed for underserved individuals, and employ rather our DeFi solution to help improve patient centered care in those situations. And so, through our tokenomics, we have dedicated a wallet which will receive 1% of not only every buy but also every sell of Lilly, and it not will not receive this in this wallet. It will not receive Lilly. It will not be a situation where to um, have success for the foundation, that Lilly needs to be liquidated and downward sales pressure needs to be faced by the community. Absolutely not. The innovative smart contract will make sure that it's Ethereum that is goes to the foundation, and that Ethereum will be used in a transparent manner, made available to everyone as a registered foundation and charitable entity in the U.S. And we look forward to using all those dollars to help kids in a way that is completely different and revolutionary than anyone's doing, and will eliminate administrative cost and make sure that the majority of every dollar goes directly towards helping kids and veterans. And to make sure this is done, we brought on a gentleman of the utmost character. I don't know who better to defend the interest of the health of children and veterans in the underserved communities than someone who has literally dedicated his life to defending the U.S. Everyone, I want to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Jay Williams of the United States Air Force.
Hey guys, thanks so much for being with us tonight. I'm really pleased with the number of people that are joining us. And you may have caught me on the AMA with Ryan Patrick last week, but just to reiterate some of those points, I'm a 25-year retired lieutenant colonel. I'm an intelligence officer by trade, and I'm a 100% disabled veteran, so I understand the challenges our veterans face and our children. As I mentioned on the AMA before, I have a adopted Chinese daughter with severe medical issues as well. So this project called my heart to that, and I just want to. I really want to speak to a comfort factor for you guys. I know there's a lot of fear out there, and there's a lot of like confusion, but I got to tell you guys, and I fought in many wars, and I served this country for a long time. And there's a couple of principles that I learned along the way that number one, character, integrity, and leadership is revealed in the toughest of times. And this might seem like a really tough time to all of us right now, but we're going to look in our rearview mirror. And once we get by this tough time, we're going to see the impact that this project makes and the amazing things that we're able to do together. And I just want to assure you guys that I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be with this team. They brought me out of retirement. I could have sat back and rested on my laurels and done nothing. But the amazing people in this amazing project that's assembled before you to do these incredible things and transform the health industry while saving children and veterans' lives is just something I couldn't sit back and do nothing with. So here I am, back out in the fray as your executive director to lead this foundation, this amazing organization that's going to make a massive impact across our nation to help kids and vets. And as it stands now, this was a business decision because we have so many people waiting on us right now. As Louis said, kids are waiting. There's over 200 just in the New York area alone waiting for surgeries. There are major hospitals, there are major veterans organizations, there are major celebrities waiting for us to launch, and we cannot wait, guys. We cannot wait anymore. So if we wait any longer, there are going to be major impacts. So just empirically from that standpoint, we have to get moving. So, and it's an honor to be with you guys. It's an honor to represent this team. It's an honor to represent this foundation. Stick with it. You're going to be rewarded. Our children, our veterans are going to be rewarded, and we're in this together.
Colonel, those are just what the leadership that you have, throughout the years. It's resounding, and when you speak, and it seems to me like you're sharing a sentiment that this was nothing personal towards any project, and it wasn't about us or anyone else. It was about the clock ticking, and it was about the desire to start moving forward and implementing this project, and so that it can have the influence that it needs to have in the lives out there who are needing this influence immediately. And Colonel, Lieutenant Colonel, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that you are big into crypto. We speak about crypto often, you and I know you yourself, you're personally a huge supporter, and you are a wolf pack member yourself, just like I am. And so I know that when you speak about this, you mean it with no ill will, that it wasn't personal, it was business.
Absolutely. I'm still a Wolfpack supporter. I'll always be a holder. Like you, I'm going to accumulate because I believe in the long term project as well, guys. We just have our own timeline, and literally lives are at stake. You guys cannot take this stuff personally. We don't take it personally. It's just a matter of the clock ticking, and the clock is running out. If we don't do this now, major impacts will happen as a result of it. Everybody in this crypto space, we're all pioneers, people. We really are. There's only two trillion market cap. We're the literally coming over on the Mayflower and transcending the financial institutions of the United States. We shouldn't be interfighting. We shouldn't be doing anything but positively encouraging and lifting each other up. Positivity will be the change agent that we all use to transform and make changes happen for healthcare or whatever. There's some incredible projects out there. Let's support each other. Let's lift each other up and not tear each other down.
Thank you, Colonel. Thanks for your leadership. Thanks for always having that tone of leadership. Set your motivations when you speak. Well said. Next, we have the Chief Technology Officer of Lilly Finance. Truly a wizard behind the keyboard. Barney, my main man, good day to you. If you don't mind, introduce yourself. Tell us about your history. I know it's vast, and tell us about the role you serve with Lilly Finance.
My name is Barney. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for Lilly Finance. I've got over 26 years experience in the information technology industry, starting all the way back in I'll use Colonel's languages here, all the way back in the trenches as a grunt, doing tech support, remote calls, all that, and successfully migrated to running my own successful nationwide tech support company. When this was presented to me, I saw this as an opportunity to give back to the community, give back to everybody in general. I have a passion for that. I've always done community-sided projects. Um, my history is community, technology, family. I too had a daughter who was born with a birth defect. So it just hits home and it's passionate. What I'm going to bring to Lilly Finance is all of my experience to make sure that we are the leading edge of cutting technology and the most secure that you can possibly be. We're going to have the best, smartest technical team out there providing the support that this community is going to need.
Thank you so much, Barney. It's been a pleasure working with you, man, side by side.
You as well, sir.
Yep, and I look forward to continue to do so as I serve my role. And so that brings us to me. My name is Luis Delgado, also known as Del Crypto. I'm a master of public health, truly not only a public health professional, but also a public health practitioner, as I am currently a third year medical student and working towards becoming a physician. I am also, as I said, a survivor of pediatric cancer. And I'm serving the role here at Lilly Finance as the chief of healthcare technology and blockchain, as it will be my role directly to manage the creation of Lilly's leading blockchain that will be the first medical blockchain that will serve the healthcare systems and their financial needs. Talking about everything from billing and coding to healthcare research and everything in between, as well as ensuring that our blockchain is made open source, easy to work for developers, allowing the leading minds in this space to come to our blockchain and build upon it the future of medicine in terms of the amazing, incredible healthcare DeFi solutions that are going to be coming to the space to transform healthcare delivery as it is today. And it's my pleasure, and it's truly an honor of a lifetime to have this position. Somebody pinch me. I can't believe I landed my dream job before I graduated medical school. This is incredible. Truly, though, I do feel it's the perfect place for me because I have over 10 years experience in this crypto space, serving all kinds of roles. I would say every role there is to serve. And I am, I would say, of the top 1% in education of crypto, as well as the top 1% of education in healthcare. And I think that makes me well served to take on the role of building this innovative blockchain for medicine. And next, that brings us to Brad Beatty, the CEO of Lilly Finance. Brad, how are you?
Hey guys, Brad here. Dale, can you let Josh in? He's having technical because he's traveling around. He was flying today. He's struggling to get in the room. So
If I can find them, yes, I will look for them. There's a lot of people requesting to speak. If he requests to speak, I will look for him and I will try to get him up here.
wonderful. Yeah, Brad Beatty, CEO and founder of Lilly Finance. Background in medical and defense, as everybody knows from the past AMAs. Happy to be here tonight. Thank you, Dale, for co-hosting. Barney also. Jay. Glad most of the team is here, but some are traveling. We got 3 or 4 traveling. So my background, of course, I did start at UPS. I did see some of that on Twitter today, but worked in the medical field with the family businesses throughout plasma. Started a defense company and are working on projects right now with the global leaders in defense. Having a great time with that, and working with Lilly Finance and pushing Lilly Finance forward. So here I am, guys.
Hey, Brad, guess where I started? Chuck E. Cheese, my man. That's right. Dell Crypto began his professional career at Chuck E. Cheese. I literally was a celebrity, everyone, from day one. I should have known that this would happen. I was Chuck E. Cheese, a celebrity. And I served my role well, and I love those years. And we all start somewhere. And I love people who come from blue collar, hard work, and rise up and get educated and have their personalities shine through, wear their hearts on their sleeve, and ascend themselves to the position of becoming CEOs of healthcare systems. Congratulations to you and all your success, Brad.
Thank you, Dale.
So, Brad, let's get right into it. Okay, let's not dodge any tough questions. Let's get into it. Brad, what happened with Saitama and Saitama, and truly, why is it that Lilly is launching tomorrow on Uniswap?
Lilly started as LY token, the first medical blockchain offering to cryptocurrency. Everybody knows the story in healthcare, wildly anticipated to change the future of health. We all are behind that project and pushing as hard as we can. We had strategic relationships with global leaders and United States leaders in healthcare, pushing timelines on top of PR releases coming out and partnerships that were stalling. And we always had a plan B. Everybody was aware of the plan B. I had to make a very difficult decision to go and get the token launched due to strategic timelines. In leadership, you have to make a decision to launch. And I'm not losing the healthcare providers and kids and also major relationships to push blockchain out into healthcare on a timeline. Our timeline and roadmap the Gantt charts have to move forward. Business decision.
Brad, you talked about this. You just mentioned this being a hard decision. And I know it was for you, because I know that through every step of the way, you were keeping in mind the wolf pack and everyone who had from day one shown you incredible support and purchased Saitama specifically for the purpose of swapping it for Lilly on Saitama. And I know personally that you were really upset when there were delays in Saitama, and those community members kind of got hurt on the charts. And I think that it's commendable that you kind of took that into mind. Would you like to make any comments in regards to those holders?
Yeah, I'm currently a Saitama holder. So is Lilly. Constantly, she's always moving her tokens around. Number one. Number two, I've had to weigh the decisions, and it was a very hard decision to make. I was on the phone with Russell today. Matter of fact, spoke to him yesterday about things. We also had a health issue internally in the family. So some calls were missed, but being transparent and moving something forward, I had to make a decision. It was 1,000 phone calls later. We had to make a decision to launch, and it was discussed. So
it sounds to me, Brad, like you're hinting at some miscommunications that occurred between the two projects that led to what was initially taken as a negative, but that since then communications have, as you said, once again started with you and Russ. communications are re-engaged, and you guys are looking to and working to mend these miscommunications. Would you say that's accurate?
I'm on the phone with Russ, and we discuss things as a business leadership, and we did today. And he asked for things to get done, and I did what he asked me to do on some issues that he didn't like, and I did them immediately as fast as I could. Um, Wolfpack is near and dear. I am one of them. So, taking and weighing the situation, I had to choose to launch a company. Children are backed up. A foundation is backed up. Major medical partners are standing there with contracts in hands. We had contracts with the other company, with the Saitama. All this was there, so we had to launch. Timelines had to be met, and I made the decision. So I didn't make the decision quickly. I weighed everything out with everyone's best interest at hand, the best I could.
I
Positive or
understand.
negative, I had to take the hit as the leader. So,
And I myself am a Saitama holder. We all know it, right? And I was very vocal about the fact that, personally, I did not want to swap any of my current Saitama holdings that I had positioned them for a long term hodl. That I have incredible belief in the project. I'm Wolfpack, do or die. Everyone knows this, and I wasn't willing to swap my Saitama for anything. So what I did very openly was I purchased Saitama specifically for Lilly. And unfortunately, I did this at a time where the chart was a bit topped out. I think many did because we did this in time, in a timing anticipating Sata Mask. And unfortunately, Sata Mask ran into some issues that were completely out of their control by ways of DDoS attack, and that caused some FUD in the charts. And I think myself and many others, and I would imagine yourself, became victims of that FUD, right? So the charts were in many ways already down for many who were holding and positioning themselves to swap for Lilly, and in some ways that kind of makes the decision easier because it's kind of already been made. The negative has already been weighed upon you.
yeah, and the autonomy of the partnerships and agreements we have in place with these leadership partners, medical partners, motorsports partners. These things are in place to do things for children and to also create a blockchain that'll last a lifetime. We're working on a blockchain platform. This is a big task.
It is a monumental task, Brad, and we're going to get into that task in just a minute. But first, I think it's important that we stick to the tough questions first, and that we get them all out of the way, because that's what I'm about, and very much I'm always about defending the interest of this community. And I know that you share those sentiments with me. And so let's talk about Lilly's changes. Well, correction, it's perceived changes in the distribution, and then also its actual changes in the tokenomics. Let's get into this. And I think the first thing to highlight and to get clear is the 15%. Um, the 15%, there was a lot of misunderstanding about it early on today. I think that people had the misunderstanding that it was 15% tokenomics, that in the sense that every buy and sell was having 15% taken to the marketing development wallet. Man, that would absolutely be a gouge. That would be crazy. I've never seen that in a crypto before, and surely that's not the case here with Lilly. But what is the case here with Lilly is that there's 15% of the distribution in a marketing slash dev wallet. And Brad, are you are you really keeping 15% for yourself of the distribution?
No, we've just combined the wallet for we can see the transparency once it's distributed to the team and the core team. We have a large team that has to run. Those folks are getting those tokens, and that is going to be transparent where that wallet distributes those tokens to the team. Our team is large. And then we have a major medical company to run. The other portion of the marketing and dev wallet is to run the company. We're going up against giants. Companies have to run. Pharmaceutical, healthcare companies. Building the blockchain on that network in that space takes a lot of funding.
I think that's an interesting point. There's two interesting points to highlight there, Brad, for me. The first being that there is so much backhanded and slyness that these projects do with their distributions. First off, there are very few projects that even list anywhere on their websites or their white papers or anywhere else their initial distributions. They won't check, go. I know. I DYOR heavily on the daily, and I check websites and white papers like it's my job because it kind of has become. And ev- you know, only the honest, the upfront, the transparent projects are showing their distribution and saying to the community, "Hey, we have nothing to hide." And I applaud your decision to, instead of doing it backhanded, where you have a team wallet that has this little percentage, and then you have a marketing dev wallet and another wallet, and you have all these wallets, and you put these numbers on them. But in reality, these projects are paying themselves out of all those wallets. I see it every day. I go on Etherscan. I go and I check on the blockchain because I see that they're not providing this information. So I go and look for myself because I'm a potential investor. And when I see that stuff, I run the other direction. And here you are as a project from day one saying, instead of having all these multiple wallets where you could easily confuse and lie and scapegoat, you put it all in a central place. You have a marketing slash dev wallet, and you made it available to everyone to see the entire distribution of Lilly so that they can watch and ensure where every token goes from the onset. And in fact, you're not keeping 15% because I know that you are well aware that no one entity in any project should ever hold more than 4%. It's absolutely toxic. If someone owns more than 4% as in a project that has reflections, as the project begins to be very successful and those reflections ramp up, a huge disparity will grow between that individual and the rest of the token population. And so, in fact, it's not that Lilly has 15% in a marketing slash dev wallet. It's that Lilly has 15% in a marketing dev wallet from which they will be showing you where every single token gets distributed to every single team member and every single marketing initiative that moves forward to bring this project into becoming a standard of care for patients throughout the world. And I applaud you in taking that approach and having that transparency. And I see that right off the bat, Brad, they're kind of using that transparency to create their own narrative. I'm sorry you had to endure that.
Yeah, and interesting enough, my dev wallet is going to my daughter, so I don't even have control over mine. I gave it to her, so it's just a gift for her legacy. So,
And so let's highlight that just there from a legal perspective, right, Brad? Because you and your wife both have custody of your beautiful daughter, Lily, and so you are giving it to her, right? And so you're truly gifting it in a legal sense and you won't have control of it, but rather you're putting it in a trust or something. How are you doing this for Lilly?
It's getting a legal lockout on it, a legal letter lockout and signature lockout, and it's also going into her trust.
So it seems to me, Brad, like you have plans of never selling your Lilly. I also share the same plans. I'm actually accumulating as much as I can because I know, Brad, that you have plans of building an ecosystem around LY that will become a beacon of passive income and turn LY, the digital asset, into an asset that no one ever sells. And just like those old Ford and Microsoft stocks from many decades ago that are paying crazy dividends and people leave to their children, I plan on leaving my Lilly to my kids. And I know you plan on leaving your Lilly to your Lilly.
Absolutely, Dell. Thank you.
Now, yeah, and that's the plan here, right? That's what we're
The,
building. It's
the ecosystem is a roadmap. It's so well thought out with amazing large partners in healthcare, multiple projects launching in a timely manner.
I love it. I love it, Brad. I get the vision. I see the vision. And I know that starting tomorrow, and I know we're not the type to hype, and I know you don't like to do teasers, but I am who I am, Brad. And I know that starting tomorrow, people are going to start to see what it was we couldn't wait on, and the type of partners and the type of stage that we're doing business on. Because healthcare is going to do crypto bigger than anyone's ever done it.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited with the national partners we have. The AP releases are going out tomorrow, midday. We're going to do another AMA tomorrow, video AMA tomorrow, midday, around lunchtime, I believe. AMA is upcoming all week. The narratives are going out as planned for not only the ecosystem, the foundation, the pages on the website, the doxing of the team. The folks are in in this space right now, also doxing and talking. We're excited about the first two coming out, and we've got a lot of exciting news coming out. And I'm finally getting to release it all over time. It's going to be months of releases. White papers coming also; those are in the works. The second one, it has been started. It is in the works. It took a pause today for the work we did, but the team also was traveling today, so we're very excited tomorrow for the AMA and the launch. There's a lot of national PR going out.
That is, I'm excited as well, Brad. So we've highlighted and we squashed off FUD in regards to the marketing development wallet, and we let everyone know that there's going to be, truly it's all there in one place for transparency purposes. So now, before the launch, everyone can see where every single token goes, and so that is settled, certainly to my satisfaction. But now let's discuss the buy sells, because there was also a change made there. Previously, Brad, Lilly was taking 4% of every buy sell into their marketing development wallet, and there's been a change made. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. We got some changes.
And so, rather than take 4%, you took um, a percentage and gave it back to the community in reflections. What was the motivation in this?
I was just trying to balance it out and make the project, bring the reflections back up. We were going back and forth on planning this over the months, and we just wanted to give the holders the 3% back. I thought it was the right thing to do. And when we go into the foundation 1% also, that's a lot of funds. 1% might look small as a number, but that's a lot of money going into a foundation for children. Can we put more in there later as need be? Sure. But 1% is a substantial amount of money in a starting point that was discussed with the foundation leadership. We believe it's going to be the right amount of money and a little bit more in abundance, but the foundation stayed, and because I was evaluating and running spreadsheets and numbers, and we understand the amount of kids and where we're going with it. So
No, yes, I do know that you and the Colonel are well versed in finance and building this foundation and doing it right and running the numbers. And I also know that you have plans for literal billions of dollars in healthcare funding, from everything from medical research and all the way down to building and coding, to run through LY. And so you are taking that into effect and knowing that the Lilly Foundation will in fact become one of the most well-funded foundations in the country, and that we are going to help so many people.
without marketing and the foundation correctly funded from the start, things will get out of hand and fail. I built it for success. The team built it for success. The decisions were made. Marketing, if you don't have a strong marketing budget, your company is going to struggle. You look historically at cryptocurrency startups that struggle because of the marketing wasn't put in place when they launched, and or companies that fail. Marketing has to be there. Foundation funding has to be there. Reflections need to go to the holders. The burn needs to be there. The LP needs to be there. This was set up for success. We were already planning to consolidate. Back to the last point you were speaking about. We were already planning to consolidate wallets in the previous plan prior to launching. So it wasn't even we just reconfigured the numbers and launched it.
Absolutely. I understand what you're saying. And I think it's also important to realize exactly the space in which you're working, right? Because Lilly is going to be competing against the world's leading insurance companies. Literally, you're going to be working to compete against giants like United Healthcare, who have, last I checked, stock values of $483 billion plus, have these incredible budgets to get these, this army of key opinion leaders to go out there and do their evil doings in the healthcare market. And this is exactly the atmosphere in which you must compete in to create Lilly into a standard of care within healthcare.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks for clarifying that for everyone. Well, it's been 50 minutes. We've been talking for a long time. However, let's make sure we take some questions directly for the community. Brad, you got some time to do so.
Yeah, we're here. Perfect.
Great. Let's take some questions here. Let's see. Start bringing up some people. I see old guy David. Looks like he was a military man himself. Let's see. First speaker we have here is Joseph. Joseph, the floor is yours. Ask away.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
Doing great. How are
Good,
you?
sir. What is the market cap going to be when on the launch, and is it going to be a fair launch?
It is a fair launch. It's not a stealth launch. There is no private sale. There is no pre-sale. It's a fair launch, launching Friday at 8 o'clock on Uniswap, and the starting price is 12,0458, and the starting market cap will be, if I remember correctly, approximately 112,000.
Oh, how much was the start market cap? I'm sorry, I missed it.
112,000.
Okay.
That's approximate. That's not exact.
So the 1% that he spoke of, that's just for charity? Is that what I'm
Absolutely. Yeah, let me clarify it, because it's not for charity. It goes even deeper, Joseph. It's 1% of the distribution that goes to a charitable foundation. Okay, that's already lived. The paperwork's in to register it, to have it become a legit entity of charity in the U.S. And so it has a wallet dedicated of the distribution of Lilly to it. But then in addition to that,
Okay.
there's also another wallet that is dedicated to it. This entity owns this wallet. It's not that Lilly has to give it to them, it's that it's already theirs. And so 1% of every buy and sell goes to this charitable foundation that will have full transparency in how every dollar is used. And if it wasn't that way, Joseph, quite honestly, I wouldn't be here.
I hear you. The next one was so the medical field has approached Brad, and obviously I understand how huge George Mason, Advent Health, all the colleges, the medical field is way bigger than St. Thomas, and I mean that respectfully. Is so from what I'm understanding, they told him we got to go, and if St. Thomas wasn't ready, the decision was, man, you got to go with the medical field. In my opinion, you got to move forward. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can't blame you for that one, brother. I'm glad it almost that's a very smart decision. And then the 15%, um, I can totally see that in payroll, and I understand it because I'm a business person, and I understand
Yeah,
that.
most projects, Joseph, right?
Yeah,
If you take a look, they when they give you their fake number and they have it, most of them are about like usually 10 to 15% that they give the team. But then
yeah,
what they end up actually doing is taking that whole 10, 15% or whatever it is, and then
yeah,
they also take from the marketing, and then you know what they do, Joseph? They even also take from the reserve.
yes, yeah. So, what can you tell us any of the invest or people that are interested in the medical field already that are you divulging that information yet?
I am in meetings tomorrow to finish up signing and designing web pages, and all the partners will be put out on the web pages. They are
Mm.
co-developing this website with us currently right now, and it's going to be unveiled with multiple national healthcare professionals on it. One is already migrated over. We're designing. They're helping us design it together. It's beautiful. They wanted to actually jump in all the way and equally design this foundation.
Yeah, you have a lot of work in front of you. That's why I understood the payroll that's needed to keep up with this medical field, because this is going to be huge.
And this provider on the foundation side is also working with the blockchain side and implementing it into the country. They want to be the first to lead it to the country with their brand. This
Mm-hmm.
is like kind of like a dual release of not only are they going to help us with the blockchain and the payments, they're also designing the foundation and hosting these children. Our team that's in place, Michelle and the folks on the website, are literally working with the payment providers, not only getting them covered on insurance, but also working directly with the payment providers, with the doctors. As these kids get help, we're paying that directly out of our team. We're not just handing money to charity or a foundation. We're working with that child, with that family, with the doctor and his billing staff, not only to host them while they're here, to put them up in the hospital. It's a complete turnaround. That's the
Yeah,
style
it's
of site they're building.
like
So,
Ronald McDonald House.
so
Brad, can I
basically,
cut in too?
Joseph,
Brad, this is Jay. We're also working with
go ahead.
many other foundations to reduce the cost of all these surgeries for kids, so that all of your 1% donations, it's actually going to pay for just the surgeon doing the surgery. All the other associated costs like lodging, travel, all those things, those are going to be paid for by other entities. So you're getting a lot more bang for your buck here. I also just want to mention too, we have a major celebrity-run veteran service organization partnering with us, who will also be coming out in the next week or so. So we have kids are our first priority, but we have veterans aspects here too.
Yeah, I do a lot of work with Give Kids the World here in Orlando, and there's a lot of people that donate a lot of time to Ronald McDonald House, so I understand all that for sure. Will we get to see the people you're signing in with before the launch? Will we get to know um, these contracts before, as an investor? Will we get to know this first?
I don't know if they're going to be done before the launch, but they're coming out weekly. I
Okay.
have one already there, but I don't want to turn the website page on with just one person sitting on it. It's just not going to be the right branding look, honestly.
Mhm.
As a development side, the team's working on the page right now. Josh was going to address the some of the foundation page and everything coming out and the other surprise, other wonderful information, but he's having connectivity issues. I do apologize.
I'm going to let other people ask questions. I certainly definitely would like to know some of the backers and clients or whatever you want to call it.
Joseph, I can't wait to let you know the names that we have gathered.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. I can't wait to let you know.
Yeah.
So I guess truly it comes down to the decision of every investor, right? Do you wait till they're released and have to quell the storm, or do you position yourself before in anticipation of glory? I leave it to you, my friend. This is the challenge that lay before us.
Well, I can tell you, I'm back on board, and with everything that's gone over or gone on since the talk of this, I was off the train. I wasn't on the Lilly train, and
I don't
after
blame you, man. It got crazy out there. It
really
it
did.
got so emotional today. I don't blame you one bit.
The simple fact that he took the initiative to move forward makes me want to get back on the train. I love that part of it. That's huge in my eyes. So
Saitama's a giant, Joseph.
not as big as the medical field.
Yeah, no, but the Wolfpack's huge too, and you're not gonna you're gonna avoid everything to terminate a partnership. You're gonna try to do everything to do things right, but at the same time, you need to protect your self interest and look out for yourself, right? And there's more than just one partner in a partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a great decision. The medical field is absolutely huge, and I meant no disrespect towards Saitama, but you're comparing a house to a city, in my opinion. But that's a great decision. But I'll yield back. Thank you so much.
I respect your comments, but I truly do think that Saitama has risen from the ashes. A meme coin no more. They truly have carved themselves and matured themselves into a digital asset that is a DeFi solution in this space and a leader. And they have an amazing community behind them. And I think it's just the overriding communication and sentiment tonight from Lilly is that this company is made up of members who are Wolfpack, and we partnered from the onset with Saitama because of that passion and that belief that we have in them, and our decision to launch on Uniswap is in no way a wavering of that passion or of that belief. It was simply something that was we had to do due to timing restraints. There were timelines that needed to be met.
Well, I totally understand that.
Yeah, Joseph, we got to get out and prove ourselves too. Start our race. So,
and I'm a holder of Saitama too, but
awesome.
I've worked in the medical field. I've worked at Shands Hospital in Gainesville. I've been up to George Mason. I've seen how big, of course, hospitals can be in the medical field. It's a great market. I'll yield back. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks for your questions and your comments, man, for being direct and tough on us. Thank you. Let's bring up David. I love this name, David, the old guy, David, 2022.
Yeah,
no, man.
If you love it so much, you should unblock me on your other account.
I will unblock
right?
you, brother.
And then I'll unblock you.
You got it, brother.
So, thanks for having me up. Hey, for the colonel in the room, a retired colonel. Hey, duty first. Thanks for what you do. I'm still active duty.
Same to you, brother.
But I'm getting older. Hey, so I've been looking ever since I saw the announcement while I was at work today. When I got home from work, I spent about 3 hours or so until this AMA launched, doing nothing but looking at your website, looking at the roadmap, looking at the white paper, looking at Etherscan, looking at Dex tools. And I actually put me together a pretty nice PowerPoint slide, which is what Army people do, right? We put together PowerPoints. After this at 9 p.m. Central, I am actually going to do an unbiased review on the pre-launch of Lilly token on what I see right now. So I've got some questions. I took my notes. I wrote my questions down I wrote them down in PowerPoint. And so I got some questions for you. It's about 9 of them. So hopefully
Well,
I've got
hold on.
time.
That's too many questions right there,
So
David.
so let's see
Nine,
if we can hit the
nine.
hardest ones.
Yeah, give me like your core two, and then because we want to make sure that we get other people up here to be able to ask some questions as well.
Okay. Okay. So I'll go with the first two. The first one's the easiest. As of right now, I don't see any snap liquidity or liquidity locked in Unicrypt. When is the liquidity being locked, and where is it being locked at?
Well, it's not, just to be clear, it's not Unicrypt, it's Uniswap, upon which we will be launching. We're not launching on Unicrypt. We're launching on Uniswap. And there is the reason, David, is because there's no liquidity there and no liquidity locked because we're not launched yet.
Okay.
And so that, well, hold on, let me answer your question real quick. Almost done. And so that's a big part of launching, right? You load liquidity. However, to answer your question more directly, when we do load it, David, and the doing of every and any, in my opinion, safe crypto project, there will never be a point in time from the onset of trading of LY token, and any point in time will there ever be a period where its liquidity is not locked.
Okay. So I'll be looking for that tomorrow night when it launches. Okay. Hey, so next question. So when I'm looking at the wallets that you've already distributed to, which is Marketing Wallet, Reserve Wallet, Foundation Wallet, Dead Wallet, and I think there's one more. So when I'm looking at those
That
wallets,
last one is the Lilly Foundation wallet, David.
right. So when I'm looking at those wallets, Marketing Reserve Foundation Wallet specifically, because the Dead Wallet already has 39% in it. So when we look at the total circulating supply, all right, after the burn, circulating supply, that leaves 50.81% in the Marketing, Reserve, and Foundation wallets. So my question is who has direct control over those three wallets? Okay. And what's the authority to remove? So does it take one signature, two signatures, three signatures? Does it take a board panel? How's that? How are those tokens locked in there so somebody can't just pull them out? Does the foundation actually own the foundation wallet? But
It
who's
does.
actually
It
controlling the
does.
Marketing and Reserve wallets and the tokens?
Yep, great question, David. Absolutely. So, the Lilly Foundation owns its wallet. That's theirs. Okay. The marketing dev wallet, it belongs to Lilly, and its access is given only to individuals to whom I will not share their identity with you for due to our strict
No,
security
that makes
processes.
sense.
Yep, absolutely. But there's no Joe Schmo that can have it, right? Only our top brass have access to it. Um, and um, and then additionally, what was the additional wallet you asked for? Just I want to be absolutely clear. I'm accurate.
The Reserve wallet. And the
Ah,
other piece
yes.
of that is, are those wallets multi-sig for removing funds, or can one person click a button and remove funds?
Those wallets are not multi-sig. And the reason why they're not multi-sig is so that Lilly can do the business that needs to be done free and easily. For example, the reserve wallet, David, is made specifically only for exchanges so that exchanges can have create a pool of liquidity for themselves and without affecting price action during that transaction. And so to be able to assure that the business of Lilly can be done and meet the needs of that exchange, and so that we don't need to gather a round table of people, right? So we have other security measures put in place that make it so that we don't need a multi-sig wallet. And the reason for this is because in too many projects I have seen that a multi-sig wallet can cause issues as far as like waiting for a lollygag of a signature. And in crypto, business moves fast. And so our process is absolutely focused on security, but we have other security protocols instead of just solely focusing on the structure, on the signature. However, our wallets that we do use are absolutely organized with the highest of protocols, and the that goes from the protection of his 12 keyword phrase, and even the login information needed to access that wallet.
Will that dead wallet tomorrow show as an actual dead wallet, or will it just show with that address on it?
No, no, no. It will show dead. Absolutely.
Okay.
Inaccessible. That is the burn wallet. And any responsible project is going to have that wallet be inaccessible to anyone. And you'd be foolish to invest in a project that wasn't the case. And Lilly is in no way asking you to be foolish.
And the reason I asked that, because right now when you look at the holders, that wallet doesn't show as dead. That's why I asked that question. Hey, last part, this is important to some people. The contract is not currently renounced. If it is being renounced, when do we look at for it in the timeline? If it's not, why are we not renouncing?
That is a great question. Okay. That's a 5-star question. I love that you asked it. I was already going to speak on it. I'll speak on it now. And this will be the last question. And I thank you. Every single question has been poignant and fantastic. And so, um, the the contract is not currently renounced. The contract will be renounced. It won't be renounced immediately. We're going to do an initial liquidity lock from, like I said, there will always be a moment. There will never be a moment, even for 1 second, during which it's trading that liquidity will be unlocked. But we'll do an initial liquidity lock for 30 days as we truly try to speak to Saitama and try to rekindle the fires. And as you said, negotiations have re-engaged there. So we want to stay open and we want to stay nimble, right? To for these next 30 days, and we have some hopes and some dreams that are focused on community that we hope can happen. And if not, that's okay. We'll be ready to move forward. And of course, we'll be moving forward with an extension and liquidity well before at near just 30 days mark. And then we'll also be moving forward with a renouncing of the contract. And what I will tell you, David, is that I am very focused on the speed and the change that is coming in crypto. And I think about it all the time how crypto is evolving, it's coming so fast. There's so many new technological advents that are going to come that I can't even begin to predict, right? And so I'm very much focused on the fact that I believe to be successful as a project, you must be nimble and you must be able to change. And so myself as a blockchainologist, I'm always studying the new technological features that are out there. And I'll tell you, David, there's some amazing new ways of renouncing a contract where rather than just taking the keys and burning it, there's some new technological approaches to it. And there's one specific one that I'm interested in regards to renouncing the contract and creating a community vote that would be necessary to regain entry. And this would allow a project to stay nimble and stay fluid. So, what we're doing, David, is we're during these 30 days of our initial liquidity lock, during the time that the contract won't be renounced, we're moving, like I said, trying to move towards some goals that are focused on community and rekindling some flames. And if that's not successful, we'll be open and transparent and letting everyone know the new timeline and the new plans for renouncement. So definitely stay tuned because as a community, we're going to be growing, we're going to be moving forward, and we're going to be making a lot of decisions together.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate the answers. I got about 45 minutes. I'm going to do my live stream for an independent pre-launch review of Lilly Token. It'll be on my YouTube.
Hey, listen,
I'll
man,
tag you when I post it.
yep, don't hold back.
Nope.
You do you, okay? No hard feelings. You're an investor. Your opinion is yours, right? And whether it's favorable or negative, today, that's fine. And we'll be working hard to change those sentiments, whether they are negative or positive. we'll be working to change them into an increased level of positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and David,
If you
thank you
watch
for your
it later,
service.
Brad, hey, thank you. If you watch it later, Brad and Dell, there might be some additional questions on there that you weren't able to answer tonight just because of time and you need to get to other people. I appreciate the time. Thank you so much. I'll drop myself down so other people can speak.
Take good
Thanks,
care.
and thanks, David, for the fantastic questions. Let's bring up Brad. It's been a long time. We've been speaking for over an hour. Let's bring up one more question. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. This gentleman here has been waiting for quite some time. Oh, hold on. Something. Oh man, I think I might have fat fingered that one there. I'm not sure if I got the guy I intended to get. But Nico, we got Nico.
Hey guys,
here.
how are you?
How are you, Nico? I think I was trying to select someone else, and I might have fat fingered it.
Well,
But
I guess I got lucky.
That's it. And you are the last question
Well,
of the evening. We'd love to take every question, but it's been an hour plus now, and I got to be honest with you, I've had a long day.
sure.
So Nico, it's my pleasure to have you be our last question of the evening.
No,
friend.
definitely. I'm part of a large investment group, so we have our Discord and stuff like that. So I just have a couple of technical questions. Just two of them. I know you don't want to answer too many questions, but maybe these are some things that people might have on their mind. There's a lot of people in here, and I can only imagine everybody's questions. One of the questions is. Obviously you guys have the 15% that is allocated to the team, the foundation, the project, and everything like that. With your dev and your marketing wallet, if we're not mistaken, those are combined. Am I correct?
That's exactly
Okay.
it. That's right.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. So what is the allocation of that wallet? Because when you say dev and marketing, obviously dev is how you probably going to develop and pay some of the people that are on the team. Marketing is what's going to grow the project. Is it a free for all in that wallet, and you guys decide who's going to get what out of that wallet and how much is going to be allocated to this person or that person, and then this is what we're going to use for marketing? That is my first question. My second question is, if I'm not mistaken, how much of the tokens is going to be burned? Just so I have my numbers correct.
The 39% of the total population will be burned.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, I think that's exactly 36 quad.
Okay.
And so those have already been allocated into a wallet, which will be made a dead wallet, a burn wallet, inaccessible.
Mhm.
And
Sure.
in addition to that, yes, absolutely, combined into one wallet. And the reason for doing so is specifically so that you can get the answer to your question, so that you can and everyone can visibly see every allocation that comes from that wallet. And so it makes it easier and it makes it more transparent when instead of having to look in all these various different wallets, you can look in one place and see the allocation
Sure.
of
Sure.
every
Sure.
coin.
Yeah, Luis, but
Token, rather,
yeah,
token.
no, I'm with you. But my thing is, okay, so 100% goes into that wallet. Is 50% of that going to marketing and 50% of that going to development, or 90% of it going to development, 10% of it going to marketing? I mean, that's the whole thing with that wallet. Now,
Absolutely,
yeah,
yes, of course, of
that's
course.
that's that's
Yep.
that's the answer that we're looking for.
Yep, you got it. You got it. Absolutely. So, of that 15%,
Not the
uh,
15, not the 15%,
yeah,
Luis.
no, no,
We're talking
the yeah,
we're
you said
talking we're talking about the fees that are collected, because those are going to go to marketing
oh,
and
you're talking
development
about the
also,
three
correct?
percent.
Yes. Because
Ah,
that's going to be continuous. That's going to be the continue.
absolutely. I
That's going to be
understand what you're
continuous.
saying. Yeah, the continue. Yo, that's a great question. Yeah, what are you guys doing? Your question is, hey, Dell, what are you guys doing with the cash that you get flowing into your marketing?
Into
And
your
this,
wallet.
correct, into your wallet. Is it allocated already from there? No, sir. What it is, it's allocated to our, but it's not allocated to us. It's allocated to our business budget. So that is it's not 50-50 anything.
Okay.
It's grand majority marketing.
Sure.
And the reason for this is because, as we highlighted already, we're having to compete against companies that have multi-million dollar marketing budgets, with hiring the world's biggest key opinion leaders,
Okay.
because this is very much how marketing is done at the highest level of healthcare.
Sure. So when you guys hold 15% of the total supply before you burn your 30.
No, there will never, nope.
No, no,
Those
the original wallet. I'm talking about you guys. You guys in the beginning, you guys have 15% allocated, which is going to go to team.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Once you burn 36% of those tokens, that 15% jumps up to about 25% of the total supply, because 36% of the total tokens are now burned. Have you guys taken into consideration the burn when you guys decided to keep the 15%?
Yes, but so just for a true mathematical understanding of the concept that you just spoke of, um, so when that 30% is put into the burn wallet, those tokens aren't destroyed. They don't just go up in smoke.
But they're removed from the equation, though.
No, they
They're
aren't. They're removed from the circulating supply.
sure,
They're
sure. And if
removed from the circulating supply. However, those coins are forever associated with the smart
removed,
contract
yeah,
on
yeah.
the blockchain. But what it does is it just ensures that they're out of the circulating supply and they can't move forward and backwards. So what it does is it doesn't have any price or immediate instant gratification in any direction on the price action. What it does is it provides a floor
No,
of
no, no. I
dollars
understand.
up. Yeah.
I'm a
Well,
developer,
I'm
Luis.
just
Yeah,
making
yeah,
it
yeah.
clear
I'm
for
a
everyone
developer
else.
too. So
Yeah.
and if there's 100% of the supply, and I hold 15%, and I burn 50% of the supply, I automatically have 30%
Yeah, but to
of.
answer
I
your question
automatically have
directly, yes, we have
30%. So
taken into
my
account.
question was, have you guys taken it into consideration
Yes. Yeah.
for the? Are you guys? I hope you understand where I'm coming with. Where I'm
I
coming
do.
from.
I do. I
Because
completely
once you burn
understand.
those tokens, you guys technically hold about 25% of the total supply that is remaining, that
No,
is
but
not burned.
we won't be holding it, is my whole. So you're making it seem like we're going to keep this 15%, which is going to be coming 25%. And that's not the case. There won't ever be a time. It's not ours now, right? It doesn't belong to Lilly. It's got to be allocated out to team, and then the rest is going to be used for marketing and running the actual company.
Are the team tokens vested?
Yes, they are vested.
How long are they vested for?
They are vested for I believe it's 90 days.
So nobody can touch any of their team tokens for 90 days?
Yeah, actually, and
Okay.
not only that, but just to be more clear, after 90 days, no one will be liquidating their Lilly, and the Lilly that is in the marketing wallet will also not be liquidated. We have plans for that Lilly, and I don't want to be
No, no, no.
too
Yeah. Well,
specific in
I'm gonna
what those
invest.
plans.
I'm
Yep.
investing. I'm
No,
just
no,
letting
no.
you know. But these are
I want to be
questions
clear.
that
Yep.
these are
No,
like
no,
more
yeah.
technical questions. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to aggravate you
No
or anything, but these
aggravation.
are just questions that we need,
You're
some of these
you're
answers to.
asking you're asking logical, poignant questions that I want to make sure that I answer exactly for full transparency, because I also have your level of knowledge, and I also get the questions you're asking and the level of transparency you're asking and I want to deliver it.
No, absolutely. And one last question: is your contract swap and liquefy, or is it going to be collecting tokens that need to be sold in order to fund any of? So swap and liquefy is, once it gets to a certain amount in the contract, it's automatically going to sell those, convert it to ETH. The ETH is going to go to your wallet, and then you guys are going to have the ETH available. Or is your contract going to send tokens to each individual wallet, and when those tokens need to be used, they're going to have to be sold in order to fund whatever the project or development or marketing that needs to be done? I understand the initial 15% is tokens, But moving forward with your fees, your actual fees that are collected or generated on transaction, are those going to go into the contract, automatically convert themselves to ETH once it
Yes,
gets to a swap and
they
liquefy?
are automatically built into the contract. And so what we're able to do also with our contract is adjust so that that as that market cap and those rewards become larger, so that it's not causing any manipulation on price, we're able to adjust that distribution point.
So you're telling me that it is swap and liquefy. So say you guys said, I'm just using regular numbers. You set it at 1 million. Once it gets to 1 million tokens, it'll automatically sell those 1 million tokens and send the ETH there.
Exactly.
That way
Yes, sir.
it doesn't accumulate 15 quad, and then all of a sudden we need to do marketing. So we're
Right.
gonna have to
Yep.
sell 15 quads worth of tokens
We
in
have
order to fund.
yes, we have absolutely taken that foresight into account with the creation of our smart contract.
Okay, so it is
Yep.
swap liquefy. Okay, perfect. And then, do you have any anti-bot features? Seeing that this is going to be a fair
Yep.
launch,
Absolutely.
you know,
We have anti-bot features, absolutely. And I don't want to detail them
no, no,
too.
I don't.
Yep.
I don't want you. I don't
Yep.
expect you to. I don't expect you to detail it. Detail it. All I'm saying is, you fair launch. Anybody that's going to get in is not expecting. I mean, are you setting max transactions at launch? Are you selling? Is there a cooldown time? That
No,
way,
no, we won't be having any of those market manipulation tactics.
sh-
We won't be manipulating everyone else solely to manipulate the bots. We truly do have a more high level tactic and strategies that we're implementing against them. But I'm not gonna lie to you,
and you
Nico.
guarantee us that that these anti-bot measures are going to work, and we don't have
No,
to
that's
worry.
what I no. What you just that's exactly what I was about to say. I'm not gonna lie to you, Nico. I I am of the belief that I personally have never seen any measures work perfectly. And we're going to do everything we can to stop these manipulators in our market. And we know that the Lilly launch is going to be ginormous. And we know that this attention is going to bring good and evil doers. And we're putting in big bucks and we're pulling out all the stops to do our best to stop them in their tracks. But I don't want to like lie and say that I can stop them, because my true belief, Nico, I don't know if you share it, but my true belief is that there's our technology is currently limited, and the best we can do is slow them down.
No, no, and that's why I asked if you're going to set up a max transaction where they can't they can't buy 200, 300 grand. At the first person to buy 300 grand is a bot. That's why if you set up the max transactions and you set them to a certain amount of tokens, then that is going to be the max tokens that they can buy
No, we
in the
do.
beginning,
Yeah, so rather than yeah,
which would help your project, because if you get a bot that buys 250 grand at launch,
yep.
and he decides to dump it once it goes from 110,000 to 10 million, and he decides to dump that, that's going to be a big hit on your project. But hey,
Well, no,
good
that
for
so
you.
there are protections built in to stop that. Like no one will be able to manipulate the price to that and cause such a degree of price action from the onset, Nico.
Sure. All right, good luck with your project, guys.
Yep.
Didn't mean
I
by
hope I
asking hard
answered all your
questions, but
questions.
somebody
Yeah,
had to. So
Thanks,
definitely.
Nico.
I
yep.
hope I gave you the answers you were looking for,
No, no,
man.
we're good.
I,
We're good to go.
I'll say though, I really respect the questions that you asked, and I can tell that you really are like a top notch and responsible dev. I'm sorry that I'm not familiar with you or the projects that you're in charge of or will be in charge of, but I'll
Mhm.
tell you this, Nico, I'll be looking to keep my eye on you.
Cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, guys. Good luck with your launch, and yeah, to the moon, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Nico.
brother.
Have a great
Yep.
evening.
Yep. You
Thank
too.
you for that support, man.
No
Thank you
problem.
so much.
Yeah.
And thank you to Brad. Thank you to Barney. Thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Williams. Thank you to Steve for making yourselves available and coming up here tonight to share with the community to answer everyone's questions, and to let us know the things to come, and for sharing your passion, not only for this project and what it's going to do, but for the fact that we are launching tomorrow on Uniswap at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in a fair launch fashion.
Excellent.
Excellent. So I think with that, everyone, it's been about an hour and a half of straight Lilly. A great hour and a half. I had a great time, but I think with that we will bid adieu, call it an evening, and I would just simply ask that the entire community come together and live bullish.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Have a great